Life, new way of life. TV and talk radio is where the go. Best thing going is our TV show. Big Rich, Crystal Love, Yara and Dr. Renee. We had the information, we give it away. Every week we bring the truth in the TV and radio booth. New way of life. TV, new way of life. TV, feel the power by the lip. TV network.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? We're back again with you this week. Hey, we're here at 8 o'clock live instead of 7. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on TikTok. New LI TV channel, New LI TV and Talk Radio on YouTube, and New LI TV and Talk Radio on Facebook. We're on Crystal Love's TikTok, and we're on my TikTok, Big Rich 1169. I think that's what it is. All right. Gonna let everybody introduce themselves.
Hey y'all, I'm your girl Crystal Love.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Key, the Chaos Coordinator.
Blessings and greetings. It's Dr. Renee in the house.
All right, y'all know I'm your man, Big Rich, and I got my man, Bishop Johnson. He's on the board with us tonight. He's working that board back there for us tonight. We always love having him around. Elevation. We talk about it all the time. We work toward it. What's keeping me from it? Is it God's timing? Doing everything right? So I'm just waiting on God, or I need to put a little bit more elbow grease. I need to make some more steps. Elevation.
Most times it be both, most times it truly be both. A lot of times when I want what I want and I want it right now, that tells me, and I'm not getting it, that tells me I need to wait on God's timing. Because, we said, I know Brandy says a lot on the show, Dr. Renee, God don't see like we see, and I can't see what he see. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I'm forcing something to happen, or when I want something to happen that's really out of my reach and out of my grasp, then that means, I need to wait on God because it's in God's timing. And, people always tell me, it's not your time yet, Crystal. I used to hate that, because I tried to get promoted like 3 times. And, I had the managers and other people saying, it's just not your time yet, Crystal. And I felt like it was my time. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it goes. A lot of things in life, I feel like the time is now. This is my time. And it's especially with the horrors of addiction I done came through and I done came out of it. Oh, it's my time to take off now. You know what I'm saying? Anything in my grip, anything in my way, anything in my grip, I can grab now today, But a lot of times it be God's time and I can't see that. But I always can do more to achieve it. Gotta help God.
For me in this elevation, this season I'm in, I've been in my own way. Because I also have to understand sometimes that the will of God can be no, or just not right now, or nope, that door is not ready to open yet. So I think I can do more in this season to help me achieve elevation, but it's going to require me learning how to be still. And I think that's a part of the elevation of this season, because I've been trying to do things my way. I've been trying to go before God. I wake up with these grand ideas and trying to do all of these things. But it's like, all right, bro, cool. It ain't time yet. But I still want you to keep putting forth that effort. So when it's time for you to drop everything, when it's time for you to have this big key experience, you're going to be ready. So I don't want to be caught with my pants down, not doing the work, not doing what needs to be done in this hiding season that I'm in. So me, in the season that I'm in now, to achieve elevation in this next level or at this next level, it's requiring me to wait. And it is uncomfortable.
Yeah, we don't like wait.
So I'm going to answer this question with answering everybody else's response, right?
Thank you.
And no, it's not a bad thing, right? So when you think about elevation, do you think about growth? Do you think about growth? Because in order for something to elevate, it has to grow, right? So everybody looks at the timing of a thing, but God is an on-time God, right? He's always there. He's always there. So when you look at the elevation of your life and where you are versus where you desire to be? Are you growing in that area? Are you truly being developed for the next? Because what God does not do is prematurely put you in something that you're not ready for. We will prematurely put ourselves in something, right? But God doesn't. He allows us to grow, because what does the Bible say? Your gifts will make room for you. But if you haven't crafted your gift, why are you ready to go into a room that you're not yet developed
That's
for?
so true.
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at elevation, we're not fighting the time of a thing, because time is of the essence. You could wake up one day and have a vision, and then you can go to sleep, and 3 days later, you walking in that vision. So time is of the essence. It's about your growth. When you begin to elevate, you have to truly dive into the passiveness of, am I growing for me to elevate? And I got that literally because today when we were here earlier in the studio working, we got on the elevator. And I told Richard, I said, well, why I feel like this elevator ain't going nowhere? I said, shit, it ain't from the first floor to the third floor, it just feel like they ain't going nowhere. But it was a message in that, right? I'm taking you down for a reason, because I need to bring you back up in this season. So it's not the timing that you need to be worried about. It's the process. The process is what develops the elevation.
Yeah, and I want to answer that a couple of ways. I believe when I pray, I believe God already has things for Richard. When I pray, he releases. But I got to be doing something. You know, can't ask God for a 10-room mansion, and Richard, you can't keep a 1-bedroom apartment clean. It don't work like that. You know, man, give me this $1 million car, and you can't get to the bus on time. You know, so I believe that, and with elevation, with growth, I think one of the things that we forget or don't think about sometimes, growth is pain. Growth is disruptive. You know, I mean, because it's been a lot of days. I don't know about y'all. Man, I wish I was still at my wife. You know, but I had to grow. You know, my responsibilities changed from a child to a young teenager to a young adult to an adult. Now an adult with responsibilities of their own, taking care of in a relationship with somebody. Man, that ain't, you know, that's
Growing.
That's growing.
Growing thing.
You know, and then getting there and doing the job when I get there. Because for a long time, I left that job to somebody else. I left that job of raising my kids to somebody else. I left that job of taking care of my family to somebody. I left that job, anything that had to do with some responsibility, somebody else's job. Now, I ain't been doing this job but 6 years. 6 years, right? It took me 50 years to get there.
Right.
It took me 50 years through all the pain, the horror, and I was 98% of it was mine. 2% might have been something else, but 98% of it was mine, because I just would not take personal responsibility. And today, taking personal responsibility for everything, that's growth. And I don't like it all the time. Man, let somebody else do it. What you mean? I gotta do it today. You know, Richard, you the one with the pro. You the one trying to grow spiritually. You know, and all the time, I know people say tested. I really don't. Just me, I don't get tested. You know, I don't. You know, because if God already know what I can stand, what does He test me? You know, it's just me. It's just me. Now I may be mentally telling, well, am I going to do the right thing this time? Because over here, surely like something I'm used to, man. You know, so and that's growth. And then and I said, you know, ain't no accolades. Ain't no Rich.
Good
Well,
job.
God gonna get you. He bless you. You are. No, I ain't none of that. And I want to talk about. I grew up. We weren't dirt poor. We were poor. With my mother and poor. And as I look around, and we got our community event coming up. And as I look around, I'm from Oak Cliff. I stay in Oak Cliff. And I look around sometimes, and I think about my mother, how hard she worked, and we had to do this. We had to go. You had. And sometimes I look around in the community, I be like, well, these parents saying the same thing they were when I was growing up. I'm looking at, it's a little corner store. It's a couple of them I pass by, stop through, and I be looking at these teenagers. I mean, youngest kids, 19. And I'm just like, what is going on in our community? Where I can't put my finger on. Is it the parents? Is it society? Is it the music? Is it the television? Is it the movies? I mean, what is it? What's missing? Not when I say this, we know God is missing. We know God is missing. But these kids or people don't even get a chance to get to God. When I was growing up, it wasn't no church or this. It was church. It was church, period. Sundays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, vacation Bible school,
Right.
all that. So is that? So if the parents aren't doing it, can we expect the kids to do it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And what you have to realize is that we're living in a time where we're up against the government on so many issues. So many issues. The government has made it okay for, what is this? With the girl, boy, you get to the gender.
Mm-hmm.
Back in our day, you was either a girl or you was a boy.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't confused at what you was.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't accessible for you to have a thought that you could be something other than what you were born to be.
Right.
Yeah.
But now the government is now allowing it where these kids have a voice. The parents' voice don't matter no more.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how you know that the world itself has changed. But God's word remains the same.
Right.
So what you do in your household is what's going to teach your children, right? But if you girl on girl, your kid gonna be girl on girl, right? So I have a daughter who is wrestling with her sexuality. Okay, she's not wrestling with it because she saw me do it. That's not why. She's wrestling with it because she saw me go through abuse by men, and she made it up in her mind. I'm not dating men because of what I saw my mom go through.
Right. So
So the dynamics are different, right? But when you look at it, I'm an apostle, right? My job is to bring correction over the pulpit to the people. How difficult is it for me to have that conversation with my child and to tell her it's wrong?
Right.
It's wrong.
Right.
But how more difficult is it for her to respect me in the position that I'm called to when she's left with the choice that she has? I afflicted something. I allowed something. But in that moment of affliction and allowance, I didn't realize how it would affect her later in life.
Right.
So when you look at the dynamics of things, we don't know what these kids are really wrestling with. Are the parents active? Or are they the way they are because they mom and daddy on drugs? Is it because their parents are deceased and because some family member is now raising them? Have they been through the system?
Yeah.
Have they been tossed around? We don't know the dynamics of these kids, but what we do know as leaders, what they're not doing, we should be doing. We should be gravitating to this younger generation because they're the ones that's coming up next. They're going to be the producers.
Mhm.
They're going to be the counselors. They're going to be
Police officer.
police officers and praise dancers. And
Mhm.
this is what's coming up under us.
Mhm.
So if we're not willing to pour back into the
Yeah,
community and give them what they're needing and just rely on whatever is at the house,
Mhm.
we fail it.
Mhm.
We fail it.
Well, see, I was a difficult child. You know what I'm saying? I was a difficult child, and just listening to you made me think about. You know my story. You know I was molested, right? Well, my big mama died at 5. I was 5 years old when my big mama died, 5 or 6, right? And so my mom was dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? My mom was on drugs. She ran the street. She had so many different boyfriends all of the doggone time. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. In my household, from my view and my way of seeing how I was raised, because if you ask my sister and my brother, you probably get a different answer from all of us,
Mhm.
right? But from the way that I was raised, it was very dysfunctional. It wasn't no structure, and it wasn't no leaders around us. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because when we went to other people's houses, you know, to spend the weekend or to spend summer vacation, they bring us home. They say, "Oh, you got some good girls. You got Krista is so good." And then when she got mad, she said, "You go over there and you're good for them over there, but you get over here and you don't know how to act." You know, but you know, and now that I think about it, right, I wasn't being, just gonna say it, abused. You know, in so many different ways. I wasn't being verbally abused. Like my mama had a mouth on her. You know, I wasn't being verbally abused. I actually had a chance to be a child. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to call it chores, but like chores should be done. I don't even know. All I know, I was a young kid doing chores, and I would get a whooping and have to do the chore over again if it wasn't to her liking. You know what I'm saying? Like I was washing dishes way before I even knew how to wash dishes. I just think I like playing in the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I get whoopings behind that. Everything was a whooping.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Everything I did was a whooping. You know, and it just wasn't no structure, man. You know, like I was telling Key earlier, you know, I remember my mama sending me to the refrigerator to pour her some beer in her cup. And I knew how to tilt it, and so the phone didn't get. And then sometimes I let the phone get so I can the phone on the top of it. You know, at 7 years old.
Yeah,
To me, it was apple juice. I'm running around the house. She drunk and I'm jiggy. You know what I'm saying? At 7 years old, it was not no structure in the house, right? My mom didn't care to me. She didn't care if I went to school, as long as I got out her house from 7 to 3. Right? I used to try to hide up under the belt, up under my bed. She'd come in there. You're getting up at this house today from 7 to 3. That's all I know. Better not get suspended. So it wasn't no structure in the house for me.
Man, I don't even know where to start with this one. I am going to say my upbringing has made me the person I am today. And I remember saying, man, I got to get out of this place. When I say small little country town, everybody know everybody. Everybody I bring home trying to date, that's my cousin, because granddad was out here just
Giving it away.
So giving it away. So it's like, I used the same things that I despised, that I hated, having to get up and run cows some mornings before getting on the school bus, or stealing chicken eggs and breaking eggs and getting my butt whooped because I was doing so, trying to keep myself busy, or being outside till the street lights came on, but you better be at home before they got on, turned on.
You a country girl?
I'm a country
I
gal.
didn't see that.
Girl, I'm a country gal. Why you think I got them pigs?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But I think all of that has made me who I am. And I'm like you. I think you can look at me and my brother. We have two completely different perspectives as to how we grew up. I'm going to say, my mama was hard on me. She raised me hard. I think it's more so like raised a daughter, coddled a son type thing. In our families, all the men, they were coddled, or they were the ones that, got more affection from the women, or whatever the case may be. But as women, we were raised so hard. We had to know how to do it all, just in case you went out there until that man found you, or whatever the case may be, or you don't need to depend on the man to do this or do that. And so for me, now that I'm trying to date and I do desire to be married and have this family unit or family structure, I have to deprogram myself, because all my life I've been told, oh, you don't need no man, or you independent, or you're a woman, you need to know how to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But really and truly, that's not the case. You need to know how to do these things until, you know. So I think the family structure and the family unit of things have shifted.
Mhm.
It's definitely
Mhm.
a dynamic change within the households, and seeing
True.
strong single black
Mhm.
women, you
True,
know,
true.
having to raise these kids and be both the mother and the father. And I don't have children. I've never been married, never experienced being a baby mama or whatever the case may be. But just having friends that are single, both male and female, I get both perspective, how the system is set up for child support with me and what women got to go through to even get this money for child support. I feel like it should just be a different system where it allows people to commingle. I don't know what that is. I do feel like the system failed us a lot in that sense,
Mhm.
but it's just you're causing division when you even having to go down that road of going to the courts to figure out how you're going to get aid and support for your children as a single mother, or trying to hunt a man down to even
True.
get, you know, child support. You
Mhm.
shouldn't have to beg your man to, you know, or your baby's father
Take
to
care of your
take
seed.
care of your child.
Yeah.
Like it's the basic principles of raising a child. But who am I to speak on that? I ain't got no kids. But,
Right.
you know, I do
get
feel
it,
like
though.
the family structure and the family unit, that dynamic of things needs to be brought back.
Yeah, definitely. And
Great point.
I mean, I was raised oldest of four, single mother, and my mother was a disciplinarian. I mean, our whole family unit, my aunts, you know what I'm saying, and like you, Carol, my grandmother spoiled her son, my uncles, you know what I'm saying, and the women were raised with up. And my mom, you know, taught me everything. You know, I cook, clean, sew, wash, fold, dry. I know how to do all that. And you know, and what they did for me as I got older, well, I don't need a woman for nothing but sex. I know how to do everything. I don't need to make it. And that's what it was. You know, and that's what it was with me, because I found out I had a low regard for me, because that's where I was in the clubs, on the streets. So, you know, it wasn't the only good woman I saw was my mother, her friends, my aunts, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I wasn't going to church and I wasn't doing none of that. It was at the club. You know, it was you know, I go to woman's house and she wasn't made up already. Yeah, well, I gotta go. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it was. And you know what? That really ain't went nowhere. That really ain't went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. We know a lot of it is systemic. You know, since maybe even before slavery. You know, we like talk about what the government is doing. You know, ain't nothing new. You know, whatever they do, ain't nothing new they can really do. You know, that's really gonna affect us any more than hundreds of years we've been in. Our ancestors and forefathers been in this position. And I want to talk about after we come back, you know, when we talk about church, you know, because historically it was the church. And now I don't think people are going to the church. Like, you know, maybe we're trying to figure out our own. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
And we ready? I'm trying to even sleep still. You ready?
Mhm.
Hey y'all, welcome back, welcome in. Here's our host, Big Rich.
Hey, we're back. We're back.
Rose Crystal.
In times past, you know, people look to the church, and a lot can be said today about the church, the black church, the modern church, whatever. And I don't know. I don't go to church a lot, you know. But the churches I go to, I do enjoy going to them. You know, I do enjoy going to the church. I do go to. I think the bishop over there, preacher real good. I got the bishop here now, got the pastor here. But I think the time has passed
For what?
running to the church. I think it's too well. I think the information has changed. I think we have a lot more information. When we would just run to the church, oh, let's pray and this, you know, and you know, the days of King Malcolm X, and I'm not talking about it. It still serves a vital purpose in our community. I don't want nobody to be talking rich, talking now. I just think along with church, the other options that we have, along with the information that we have, technology, I know just looking now, things are a lot different when I came out of high school. This stuff now, you know, was a dream. You know, that was science fiction when I was coming up what we have now. So, what is the role of the church today? I mean, besides, and I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be funny, but you see a lot of churches, and then here in Dallas, we got a lot of big churches. We got a lot of big churches, big, primarily black churches. We got a bunch of them. So what? I mean, and I've asked this before. What is that? How is that helping the community?
It's not. I mean, you ain't gonna talk about the church, but that's the one. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna run down through there. So the church is a circus now. Okay, we have gotten away from the fundamentals of why God established the church. We don't have revivals. We don't have prayer meetings.
Musicals.
We don't have musicals.
all the time.
We don't do any. And a lot of people say, oh, we want to get away from tradition. No, you want to get away from what keeps covenant. Because nowadays, churches want to operate in their own will.
Mm-hmm.
Churches are competing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got a big church on every corner. How many times do you see those churches coming together for the community?
No.
None. You don't even hear about it.
They only last 30 minutes.
You don't hear about it.
No.
Because everybody is segregating what they believe is their own mission and purpose, and they call it God's calling. That ain't what God called. If you go back to the history of the church, Apostle Timothy was telling the churches that the time that we're in now was coming. It was coming. This is immortal abuse. You can't even go to the church without it being sexuality in the church. You got the preachers in the pulpit who's supposed to be saving the people, sleeping with the people. You got the ushers who's supposed to be aiding the people, confusing the people.
Fighting with them.
You got deacons stealing the money. I mean, it's not an area in the church that ain't crooked now. So honestly, can you blame people for not going to church? Because if you pulling up in a Rolls Royce and I'm sitting over here and I can't even bury my child because you want $4,000 for me to bury my son or daughter in your church, that's diabolical. You got this big mansion, but we over here and we barely keeping a roof over our head. There used to be a point in time when you could go to the church for help. Now the church is coming to you for help. They want $100 for this, $200 for this. Then they want you to bless the pastor with $500 on his anniversary. Where is your mortgage? Where's your food? Where's your light? And you sitting up here and you saying, God, I need you to come through for me. But you done poured everything out into the basket. Poured it out into the basket. And you got nothing to show for it. You can't even call pastors nowadays and say, can you pray for me? I'm in the hospital. How many pastors are still doing hospital visits? Who got a list of the sick and shut in? Who's going by the elderly and disabled folks and doing communion with them? We have gotten away from the covenant of the church. So the church is just now a building where people are coming in for a fashion show to see who gonna catch who can sleep with who gonna ride who. It's not church. It's just not church. You go and you hear these premeditated messages that have been preached 5 or 6 times in different places. And you're like, I've heard that before. It has no empathy for you to want to run to God. It has no meaning for you to lay out at the altar. People are not getting saved because they lost. People getting saved because you tell them they're going to hell. But you ain't telling them you going with them. You going with them.
Yep, going through.
Yep. I mean, with gasoline draws on, you probably gonna be them there. Meet them at the gate. You know what I'm saying? This your people. You come get them. But this the truth, man. People, I'm so sick of these people playing church, y'all. It irritates me. It does. It irritates me. Everybody want to create all these flyers, but your flyers ain't got no purpose. It ain't serving no meaning. You want to have all these conferences to do what? What are you having where's the deliverance taking place in these conferences? You want to pull in all these big people, but you overlooking the underdogs who actually are called and have a purpose to come into the church and to stabilize the walls. See, that's the problem. We're not getting on the walls enough. We sitting on the pews, but we ain't getting on the walls. Because if we get back on the walls of the church, we can make a difference. But until then, the church is just a building that's operating.
Well, that's why I like my church. You know, that's why I like my church. I didn't know that I was missing. I didn't know that I had a hole inside of me for church because I had got lazy. You know, I really got lazy and making new commitments was just not on the agenda for me. You know, I had got real complacent. You know, I had blamed the job, you know. I work on Sundays. So then I stopped working on Sundays and started having Sundays off. Then I started back working on Sundays. So, you know, I had got real complacent. And I just so happened to be a part of my church. And what I love most about New Life Church is it's a small church. It's a very intimate church, right? The bishop knows everybody in the church. He makes sure he hug everybody in the church. He makes sure he greet everybody in the church. Everybody in the church has his number. You have direct access to him. You can call or text him at any given time. He's going to respond back to you. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, he shares his pulpit. He's not the only one that preaches there. You know what I'm saying? He got women pastors. A lot of these churches nowadays don't even believe in women pastors, let alone gonna have you preach every fourth Sunday and you know every second and fourth Sunday in my church. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you, my church, we don't have a whole lot at my church, and we sure don't have a lot of money because we ain't got a lot of members. Well, one thing my bishop and the people at the church gonna do is they gonna make sure they feed us. We are called the eating church, and we eat at least 2 or 3 times a month at church, and it be free. Sometimes it be $10, $15, $12, but for the most part of it be free, you know, and it don't be no little bitty food. We be having food, real food, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we have books. Bishop let me have my book signing at my church. I made money at the church. He didn't ask for no money from me when I made money at the church. You know what I'm saying? Like he lets us. I got a key to the church. I'm a new member. I only been there a year. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you we made I have practice, praise dance practice at the church. When I tell you, we made cookies for prisoners. Cookies for prisoners. We don't have a lot of money, y'all. We make Easter baskets. We do school drives, school supply drives. When I tell you we don't have a lot of money, my bishop said he pays 70% of the church bills. You know what I'm saying? 70% of the church bills. Because on a good Sunday, we got 8 members. 8 members. And when we have visitors, we might have 12 to 15 when we have visitors. But you know what? I found out that it ain't the size of the church, because I went to a mega church for 2 years, right? I barely saw the pastor. The only time I saw the pastor was when he was on the stage dancing, and I had to jump through hoops. My sister condo was on the news. It had burnt down, right? I had to jump through hoops to get, I think it was a $500 gift card to Walmart. I had to jump through hoops to get that, right? I showed them clips. I showed them the news. Like this, I'm not just trying to get no money from y'all. You know, if I pay my tithes and I pay my tithes regularly, when a tragedy or disaster happened, I'm supposed to lean on y'all. And it shouldn't have to take no 2 or 3 weeks for y'all to help out. We need help, and we need help now. Why I gotta talk to sister so-and-so and the committee director of this? No, I need help now. My sister ain't got no drawers or socks to put on her feet. You know, I had to jump through hula hoops to get that money from them. You know? But that's why I love a small church. I don't plan on going to a mega church no more. I don't plan on going nowhere else, period. Unless my bishop and our church become to be a big church. That's the only way I'm gonna be. If we grow and we get into a big church, that's the only way I'm gonna be part of a mega church. Because I have found where I belong. And see, it's the fellowship and the congregation also for me. It's the people of the church that welcome and loves me. They love on me hard, y'all, and they welcome and love me from day one. You know what I'm saying? So
let me tell you, you are already a part of a mega church, because it ain't the quantity, it's the quality.
It's the quality of it. Yes, it's the
That's what
quality
makes
of
the mega church. See,
Yes.
people get it construed because they look at the surface of it,
Yeah.
and how the auditorium of it is designed.
Mhm.
No, that's not what makes it a mega church.
Right.
What makes it a mega church is the quality
Mhm.
that is instilled in that church.
Mhm.
Because it could be 12 members in that church and it could seat 3,500. But if the quality of those 12 members, the quality of it, that's what God says.
Yes.
I'm about to increase.
Yes.
God is increasing our quality, not quantity.
And we have breakthrough at our church. I'm saying I used to hold back my praise and worship. I do, because you know, I never know how it's gonna come out. I might take off running, I might start screaming, I might start crying. I don't know how my praise gonna be at times when the praise hit me, you know, and I used to hold it back. I used to step outside, you know what I'm saying, to go shout. No, not up in my church down. When he hit me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I know is when he hit me, he hit me. And it ain't no looks upon, it ain't no it ain't none of that. They let me have it. And I love it. Ain't no more hiding back. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing to hit me. All I know is this go down. But I don't have to hide it no more, man. I can be my true, authentic self when God speaks to me, and I love it. I love that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. I don't have time for the theatrics. I don't have time for your red bottom shoes. I don't have time for feeling like I'm out of place. I'm not gonna say church hopping. I've been church hunting. I've been in Texas since 2014. I still have not found a home church yet. But what I have been doing is getting closer to God at home on my knees, consecrating. I've been doing more fasting. I've been doing more praying. I've been doing more reading and studying outside of a building called a church, you know? So if I don't feel the passion, if I don't align with your mission, if I don't like how you're not giving back to the community or how you're treating the people in your space, then I can't commit to something like that. I can't sign up for a mission that I don't necessarily agree with. And when I'm walking into these churches, it has to be something that ignites my soul. I have to feel like it's home. I need to feel like this is somebody that I have access to. There are resources available because I'm a resourceful individual. I need to know that, okay, this is the place that I can depend on, whether my soul needs to be fed, whether I need to have questions answered. Because now that I'm going down this journey of figuring out who I am, on this path of being a believer, I have so many questions.
Mhm.
But I'm having to turn to my people that are on that walk as well, and they're further along than I am. But I'm not getting my answers from
Yeah.
a church. I'm not getting my answers from, a big mega church, a pastor in a mega church, because I can't get access to them.
Yeah, he don't even know you.
I'm sending a message or email, and I'm sitting there like, y'all ain't even responding to my message.
Not
How am I
even
supposed to,
secretary. Not even
I'm
secretary.
calling. It's like, okay, yo, you got to get on call this. We'll give you a call back. I don't have time for that. And I ain't calling no names, but I'm just saying,
Wow.
I have gotten closer to God at home on my knees than I have in these churches.
Wow.
I want to say a couple things. And I say it all the time. I was raised Baptist and take a scholarly approach. And one of the things I always hear when I'm struggling, and we used to hear growing up, read the Bible for yourself.
Mhm.
And these pastors, they'll say it now, but they really don't want you to read the Bible for yourself. Because if you read the Bible for yourself, when you hear that mess, this, say, I heard a pastor say, this was in the book of Josephus. Say, I said, what? I said, what? The book of Josephus. And somebody said, yeah, tell him. In the crowd. I said, oh my God. No, that's what the pastor said, the book of Josephus. I said, oh my
I'm
God.
a new Christian. He never
Hey.
heard of me.
And see, this is the thing.
I would have been like,
And you hear in Bishop that thing about, that's what people with the itching ears to hear that mess.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to say this, and y'all
gotta check
get
GPT now,
get mad at me. I said the Bible
Mhm.
in and of itself has no authority.
Mm.
The authority that the Bible is what we give it.
Come on, bro.
Right? Because I can't be Baptist and go Presbyterian, telling people what they're doing in Presbyterian. I got to be with Baptist. It's called identity politics. Right? That's our identity. I'm a Christian. And see, I'm a Christian. Right? Because I confess with my mouth. Right? I'm a Christian because I believe what Paul said. I'm a Christian because I believe what Matthew said. See, ain't no one way. Ain't no one rule. There's not no one. It's called univocabulary. It means one message. It's not one. I can be a Christian for a whole different bunch of reasons. But I gotta identify with people. I can be with the people who say we Christians for the same reason, right? So, and I just sit up and look. First of all, these preachers, they try to be too smart. Quit reading into the text. Say what the text say. And see, they read into the text because the text can't argue back with them. And people sitting in church, yeah, say it. Say it. That's why I don't go to church. I was at a big church and the pastor said something and I was ready to go. I was like, oh my God. Where is this? You read, and you always know when they finna say something. Some of y'all gonna get mad when you hear me say that. Well, you know it's gonna be some bull. You know it's gonna be some bull when they said, just read the text. Just read the text. What context it, who is it speaking to? What is it speaking about? I say it all the time. The Bible was written for us. It wasn't written to us. It's to be used. It's a textbook.
Yeah, I like a teaching.
It's a text, and that's just my stuff. That's just my stuff. And somebody always asks me, why men don't go to church. Let me tell you why men don't go to church. The same reason men don't go anywhere. Because when we go somewhere and we don't like something, we don't go back. Same thing with restaurants. Same thing with movie theaters. Same thing with clubs. If a man don't like something, he ain't going back. So if I go to church and see Silly Willy, Tutti Frutti, all that, right? I'm not going back,
Oh, God.
right? Because I don't want to see no big old dude, big as me, with his hair in a bun and high heel shoes at the church house. I don't. But you can be however you want to be. I'm not telling nobody. Not that's what you want to be. I'm not be that. Right? I'm not talking about nobody. But I'm talking about if we're gonna talk about the gospel, or we're gonna talk about the good news, we're gonna talk about what the writers meant, right? Then let's talk about it. But no way, and I'm not talking about these mega churches. I will, but I'm not talking about it right now. I will though. And y'all, we really said it. What are they doing in our community?
It's the little churches that do the most in it.
I know I wouldn't get beat up. I'm gonna say it was a big mega church in Oak Cliff, Texas. Had a 50th anniversary. Big church. And they had it at Globe Life Stadium. And I saw it. Ain't no places in Dallas. Yeah. But the pastor of this church, we know about him. We know about his political ties. That's probably why I was like that. But it's a big church that's in Oak Cliff, Texas. And I'm like, y'all take all the money to Arlington to people who got the money? Ain't no place in Dallas look good enough to have
Ain't no place in Oak Cliff.
Ain't no place in Oak Cliff. I mean, so what are you saying? Your church is in Oak Cliff. Take up a whole lot of space, but you have the 50th anniversary in Arlington at Globe Life Field where the Rangers play. Could no place in Oak Cliff or Dallas use them? But that's just my stuff. So and I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with the people who attend that church. You know, whatever they get out of that church, they great. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand it. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk in on our community impact. You know, what is the so-called black church doing for black people? Right? We had Constable Tracy Gutter on, so we had Judge Thomas Jones. They talk about the things that's going on in the precinct. I didn't hear one of them talking about what church came in.
Well, white churches too.
White churches, I know what church.
They maybe jump through hula hoops to get there.
Yeah, I'm saying the church because I think the common denominator, it comes down to the money. And I'm not mad, like you said. If I start at a small church and it grows big, cool. There's a couple of churches like that here in the city that were small and have grown big. Started out in one building and have grown. There's a couple of them, you know, the church I'm talking about was like that. You know, it's a couple of them like, but I just didn't understand. And I wasn't on the inside to see, but I want just to look when I saw that. Hold up, man. The name of your church is the place where you, and you are.
Yeah, that's.
I said, I don't.
We celebrate being at the church, or it's the church anniversary. So why would I have the
And the church is nice in another. Hold up.
See,
in another city, another county. Dallas County don't even get no tax money. You took the money to a whole nother city and county. I was just like, that's egregious.
Yeah.
So y'all know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna call no names. So y'all come on, jump on in the comments. I'm ready for you.
Well, the church say
Amen.
Bishop, come on up here, Bishop. We'll fix this later.
Fly to the left, fly to the right.
crisscross.
Everybody clap your hands.
Bishop John, this is Bishop Johnson, y'all. And Bishop is the pastor of a church. And I've been to your church. The church was gracious enough when we were looking for, me and my wife looking for a place to get married.
Yeah.
Y'all open y'all doors. We went another route, but I'm grateful. Y'all open y'all doors. Miss, what was her name?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, Miss Sure. She was real nice. You know, your affirmations was there at this church. So you being a bishop,
Mhm.
and you got some credentials. You got some credentials.
Yeah.
Okay, say something. You got some credentials.
Hard earned.
Yeah.
Hard earned.
Hard earned.
And so tell us about what is the message? Your church is in South Dallas.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna let you tell. So what are you doing? What is your church? What are you doing? What are y'all doing over there in South Dallas?
Our message is to bridge the gap of a broken generation and reclaim the hearts back to God. Meaning that we don't church swap. We don't swap church meetings.
Mm,
We go after broken. We
mm,
go after, but it's kind of, let me put it to you this way, Rich. The church is not the building, the church is the people.
Right.
And I think that the reason why a lot of people don't want to go back to the building is because of people.
mm,
Because people always want to grab the title, but don't want to grab their own character.
Mm.
So
Don't want to bring their character into check.
let me ask you this.
Mhm.
I don't want you to say it.
Mhm.
I don't want you to say it. However large your church is, membership, whatever. So for yourself, are you when you're preaching, how long you preach, say, man, I would like to have more members, or I would like to have a better building, or I wish God would bless us with larger, whatever.
Mhm.
So is that a prayer of yours? That's something you asked for? And are you saying, well, I've been asked for this a year or 2 years? I just asked yesterday. Where is that, God? Is that, how is that for you?
That's always been my prayer, was growth of the church,
Mhm.
was to grow it, develop it. But my main prayer has always been growing people rather than building.
Mhm.
Because if I can grow the people will grow the building.
Mhm. I like that. Hey, yeah.
You see what
So
I'm
true.
saying?
Yep.
If I can help get people to see Jesus
Mhm.
and see him being crucified,
Mhm.
because it's not about me. It's not about me standing on a platform.
Mhm.
You know, that's irrelevant.
Right.
You know, my thing is, can I come to where you at and say, hey, I've been where you at. As a matter of fact, hey, I'm a bishop, I'm a doctor, I have degrees, and I still fall.
Right.
But yet at the same time,
I've heard you say, when we talked about it,
mhm,
you got in a bad rap sometimes,
mhm,
for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Whether it's your fault, not your fault,
yeah,
somebody says something was misconstrued.
Yeah.
So when you look at that,
Mhm.
do you say, is this something I can correct? Okay, I did make a mistake.
Mhm.
Or no, I didn't make a mistake, but I still got hit in the face with it.
Mhm.
So how do you address that?
Number one,
And I want you to address it after, because same thing happened to you. Same thing happened to you, and I want you to address it after Bishop address
number one, it started with self-accountability.
Mhm.
Self-accountability. There, and I'm not afraid to, you know, put it on out there. You know, I'm a transparent pastor. I am very transparent.
it.
You know, there's been some that call me a church hog.
Mm.
You know, there's been some that say that all I do is go to church and look at women, all that type of stuff.
Mhm.
There's been some that, you know,
Is church home different from a regular home?
no,
He get on my
no, it's no different. No. Hey, I had that same question too.
Wow.
I had that same question too.
If I'm a church home, I'm gonna get to heaven. But a regular home, I ain't gonna.
I had that same question too.
Right.
You know,
Time out, sir.
you know, and so, I had to do what we call this in theology is called a self-preservation, meaning that you turn the mirror on yourself and say, hey, am I doing this or am I doing this? Because I know some of the stuff, yes, I can take accountability on some of the stuff. You know, I can take accountability and say, hey, I was wrong. I was wrong for this, you know, and then there have been some stuff that I could not see that I was doing that I had other folks say, hey, you doing this, you know, and this is what you're doing. This is where you're going wrong, you know, and so I had to go back and do an assessment. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's where we fail in the church as a whole because nobody wants to do an assessment of their own self.
Oh yeah. I'm
Everybody always want to do an assessment on everybody else, you know, but nobody wants to turn the mirror on themselves and do an assessment, you know, take inventory. That's why the Bible says to work out your own soul salvation with fear and with trembling, because tomorrow is not promised. You know, we don't even know whether we're gonna live to see the next hour or so. You know, so we got to take our own self-evaluation. You know, I'm gonna put her on the spot because Dr. Renee, I've been knowing her for years.
Right.
But watch this. Dr. Renee has been a true friend. Why? Because there's been times where she's heard stuff and she came to me and said, hey, Bishop, get this together because I don't want your name. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because a true friend will always bring constructive criticism. And you won't live to go far if you don't have somebody in your corner.
Right. And I want you to and I say this all the time. If I'm your friend, I'm gonna hurt you that business. I'm sorry. If you call me friend, I'm finna hurt your feelings. I'm finna step on them because the reason is not bitch up here and you down there because same way you do something, man, I'm capable of doing it too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm capable of doing it, probably done.
Yeah.
So we talk about coming back, the bad rap.
Yep.
Who is she? She's going to church hunting men. Well. Well, you know what I'm talking about? The perception coming in as a single woman.
Oh, the character assassination.
Yeah, the character assassination.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the bad rap. Right. How did you defend against
I did.
I did.
it?
Because for me, you can think whatever you want to think about me. I know who I am. I also know whose I am. It's not my responsibility to dissect why you feel the way you feel about me. Okay? I can walk into somebody's church that I absolutely do not know. Do you know the first lady is gonna have a problem with me and she don't even know my name? Just because I walked in, just because I carry a certain voice about myself, right? It's gonna be an issue. So when I'm faced with those issues, I have to remember my assignment. What did I come here for? I'm never going to the church looking for a man because I understand that the man is supposed to be looking for me.
Period.
I don't got to look for you.
Yeah.
You gotta find me. Okay? Secondly, I ain't coming to your church to steal your man. I don't do OBB. I don't want other people's property. First of all. But no, and I'm saying that to say this, Richard. You're gonna get talked about.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
You're gonna get lied on. Right? But if you know your truth, you stand in your truth and you work your assignment, God will fight your battles. So it doesn't matter what anybody says about Brandy, Apostle, doctor, international, motivational speaker, spiritual life coach, it doesn't matter. Author, publisher, it don't matter. Because nobody sat with me in the room when I was broken. Nobody sat with me before God when I was lost. So what anybody thinks about me has no relevance. You're irrelevant. I don't care what your title is. You're irrelevant. And the only reason why you talking about me is because you are now distracted by what I'm getting ready to bring in the presence of my enemies. That's it.
All right. Shout out, Hope Shot.
Well, Moo, we said a lot tonight. My hope shot is Linda, if you're still there, now my hope shot is I told you it was gonna be something said tonight. I can't even begin on what topic that it was. I just know it was a lot said tonight. It was a lot of help displayed tonight. So I just hope that the people that need it got it, and the people didn't know it exists heard it, because it was a lot shared tonight. And yeah, man, come on up out of there. Whatever you in, just come on up out of it, because you can. You might can't do it by yourself, but you can get out of it. Because Key said she did it by herself.
No, I ain't gonna
Oh, no?
do it by myself.
Oh, okay, but
no, I'm really.
but you don't have to say any. And my shout,
a whole life I said that.
I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna shout out some beautiful people, right? Because I miss them. I'm gonna shout out Jay Brown. I'm gonna shout out Courtney Dunn, and I'm gonna shout out Chastity Gardner. Those are the Women Journey crew people who I love, and I miss y'all. We're gonna get back started up real soon, so be looking out for a text and be looking out for a Woman's Journey next show.
My hope shot is know who you are. That's just simply said, because I feel like it's easy for us to take on what other people say or who they say we are. But I think it's important for you to spend time with self. I think it's important for you to spend time with God. I think it's important for you to define what that assignment looks like, what that purpose is in life. Because if you don't know who you are, how can you stand for anything? I think it starts with self first. So like Dr. Renee said, what these people out here saying is irrelevant, you know? And I can honestly say, when I first met her and she found out about my situation, I was like, dang, she's so harsh. Like, she don't, like, wow. But then I also had to think about, like, you know what? She is on the other side of things. She's speaking from a position of been there, done that, been through it, you know, not trying to go there again. But as you are going through that journey, there are going to be moments where you have to realize, okay, what could I have done better? Take inventory, take the accountability, and do know no matter whether you're doing something good, whether you're doing something bad, people gonna always have something to say because they think they want what you got. But baby, they don't know what you done been through to get where you are and where you are going. So do not allow people to come into your room and take up space that they do not deserve. Do you hear me? Okay. So I would like to give a shout out to everybody up here. Of course, a shout out to Andrea Lachey Collection, as always, rocking her tonight. You guys go check out. She got some.
I ain't got them on yet. I took them out.
Oh man, well, she got some new stuff. So y'all go to her website and show her some love.
Yeah, she just made some new things. They white.
Yeah. She made some bags too, y'all. Y'all go get y'all a bag or two.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yes, Johnson and Johnson.
I was gonna say something else, but I ain't gonna say that.
But I would have to say this to each and every one of y'all that's watching. Know who you are. Believe in who you are. Strive to be better than who you are. Because there's always something. The Bible says that we have this treasure in earthen vessels. It don't matter how dirty you are, you still got a treasure. It don't matter how many times you have been set back, you still have a treasure. And it's amazing how God puts his treasure in dirty places. So know who you are. And you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody.
Stop
Let
explaining.
folks believe what they want to believe.
Mhm. Stop
Let people believe in what they say about you.
explaining.
And even if it's true, you say to them that even though it may be true, I do not define my life based off of what is true. I define my life based off what my future says.
Mhm. 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 Shout out.
Based off of what my future, not based off of what I did or what I have done.
Mhm.
Because what I
Right.
did can be corrected. What I have done, I can't go back and redo.
Mhm. Mhm.
I can't go back and do that.
Mhm.
I have to move forward.
Mhm.
And I have to start now.
Mhm.
So start now with your future. Get into a season where you're going to have a closed door meeting. Like I said last show, you have to have a closed door meeting with you and your future.
Mhm.
And I want to give a big shout out to Rich and of course the New Way of Life TV. Y'all go check them out. Check them out. All right. Tune in, check them out. And then also Dr. Renee to, of course, the two red disciples. I just,
I knew it was coming.
Y'all can eat a picnic. It's all for Jesus.
you know, hey man, I know. But
Well,
really, actually, shout out to each and every one
Well,
of them, because each and every one of these folks right here are very powerful, authentic, anointed, and real.
Oh, thank
So
you.
you definitely want to check them out. All right.
Thank you.
You're not welcome back up.
Look, he's not.
Pudding, come on.
Oh, listen, it's a thin line between love and hate, and a lot of you are running on the green mile going nowhere. I'm gonna say that again. It's a thin line between love and hate, and a lot of you are running the green mile going nowhere.
Mm.
What that means?
Mhm.
That means it's time to get yourself in order. It's time to get yourself in order. Stop living your life based off of everybody else's life around you. You are a leader of your own destiny.
Mhm.
Get in position, put on your armor,
Mm.
soldier up, and get ready to war.
Mhm.
Because what you're being elevated to in this next season is going to require a new you. And a new you can't carry the old you.
I know that's
So
right.
take the old you to the trash can and leave it there.
Mhm.
Don't go back forward,
Hmm.
because what God has in store for you in this new season is even better than what you survived in your last season.
Mhm.
My shout out tonight is to my adjutant who is here in the studio with us on tonight, Prophetess Soraya Fears, to my armor bearer who I know is going to be watching the replay, Jessica Thompson,
I love her.
to my spiritual mother, Pastor Tisha Nellums, and to my general spiritual mother, Apostle Dr. Dorinda Burrell.
Happy late birthday.
Listen, I am surrounded by some amazing women of God. I am not who I am because of my own. These women pull me, pour me, stretch me, shelter me, but they nurture me in a way that I have lacked being nurtured just in my own relationships. And I thank God for them daily. But I also thank my New Way of Life family, because being here with y'all is such a breakthrough and empowerment that I live for every week. So thank you, Richard, for continuing to do what God is calling you to do to make this happen, because this is family, this is fellowship.
Yeah.
Bishop, it's always good to be in the building with you, even though I know I'll probably hit you later. It's always good to be in the building with you, because you bring some knowledge that is needed. Yeah, I will not take that from you.
Mhm.
You bring some knowledge that is needed.
True.
The journey has been rough, but I'm prophetically speaking this over you today, and I want you to receive this. God has greater. He has greater. What you're going through, it's just now. But God has greater. Get ready for your greater.
Mm.
All right. A lot of things have been put out today. And put out today. A lot of good information. Talk about good information. Good information. A lot of good information put out today.
Alice, help, please.
You know, it said we either getting ready to go through something, going through something, or just coming out of something. Right. So I have to be prepared for either one, and I have to stand strong in the faith. You know, I have to stand strong in faith. Just talking about me, stand strong in the faith. Whether it be the God or the Bible, from what I believe in. You know, I'm just every time we do a show, and you just said it, this is my call. The assignment just changes. And the assignment is always what message are we going to bring for people. When I say not just continue to watch us, but learn something or get something. I mean, the whole point is for somebody to identify with something we say.
For real.
That's the whole point. Somebody to identify. And like I said all the time, we're not up here to be know-it-alls, gurus, teachers, or we're not here to debate. I ain't gonna never debate the Bible or the program or nothing with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I can respect what you believe, you know, and we can leave it there. Like I said, y'all, I still go to church. I don't go all the time, but I like a good word. I like good some singing, you know, and all that. But you know, I just it was funny. The internet bill is due tomorrow, and when I looked, I said, "Man, it's due already." Yeah, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? And I said, "Oh, it has been." You know what I'm saying? It has been. And this month has not gone like I wanted in my head. I thought it would go, but it's gone. You know, I mean, some things we've accomplished, some things. You know, and when I say that, it ain't going nothing like I thought in my head. I had an idea in my head, you know, with somewhere what we'd be doing and all this, and it ain't gone. But you know what? That don't even matter. That don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. It's just, I'm just gonna stay strong in the faith. Just keep doing what we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just grateful to have all of y'all that rise and everything. I mean, you put last Saturday. Yes, you did. Hopefully we'll get you on another show and all that, and get other people. Hope Coach K and Apostle Durant gets a chance to come back to town. And same thing with Prophetess Leah and Bishop McGee that's in Atlanta. Hope we can get them down here. Maybe get some remote shows going with them. And y'all, we just gonna keep continuing doing kingdom business. That's what we're gonna continue to keep doing. Kingdom business.
Oh yeah.
All right. Say so for me and everybody else. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all. Peace.
Wait a minute. We don't have commercials like we used to. You know, we have commercials.